Keep firing! Don't stop! We need more arrows! I need help here, damn it! You, grab whatever you can and get up top!
What are you doing here? Go and take cover in the keep!
I can't hold out against this onslaught much longer. Go and take cover with the others. Look out!
Yo, what is up guys? Gamerverse back again, once again doing another video for you guys today, man. So today we are reviewing Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Yes, that is correct. Kingdom Come Deliverance II, guys. This is the medieval realistic RPG in a sprawling landscape, and it is a really cool game. This game got so much attention, and it really actually delivered. I think it sold about I think it sold like 2 million copies in the first 2 weeks of the release. So I actually didn't get my hands on the game back in 2025. Even though I did want it to, I ended up playing the first one, which I will still do a review on. I'm still playing that. But the first one was really cool, and when the second part came out, I really wanted to play it. But I had no idea what the game was about, so I played the first one, and then I ended up finishing the second one before the first one, which is really not the way to kind of go. But anyways, here we are, guys, and I'll be reviewing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for you guys. And as you guys know how I do my reviews, I compile a couple of topics, and then at the end of the video, I will give my final score, and hopefully you will decide if you do want to play the game. And also letting me know what you think in the comment section below. And also, guys, I would like you to subscribe. If you are watching this video right now, I'm just a independent content maker, and I would really appreciate your subscribe. Like the video if you do enjoy it. And without further ado, let's get into the video, guys. So it is like a medieval realistic game, and there's power fantasy in the game. In the beginning of the game, you're like weak, and there's like a little bit of dirty elements, and like a realistic social hierarchy in the game. Status actually matters in the game, so it's kind of like a honor system. If you guys have played Red Dead Redemption, it's kind of like an honor system, but it's a little bit different. There's like things that you can do in the game that will either make you seen as a good guy in the game or bad guy. So there's a lot of consequences for what you do in the game, and that is really cool because it kind of reminded me of Red Dead Redemption. The dialogue system in the game is really cool. You get to pick a lot of the dialogue that you decide to say, and I think that's really cool in games. I really do enjoy that freedom of dialogue. That is always a really good thing to have in a game. The realism is very much impressive in the game, and sometimes it's quite exhaustive how good it is in terms of like the dialogue. It is a really alive world that they created here with KCD II, and it is really good. Next, guys, I do want to talk about the combat. You know, the combat is quite authentic. It's a little bit brutal and very much unforgiving. It's a lot of like skill-based swordplay. It's not like your normal button mashing RPGs type of combat. It has its own combat system. The combat system is so it's at beginning it will feel quite difficult, but once you get used to it, it becomes really good. And there's the positioning and the timing that you got to use. It is quite close to the swordplay that they used back in those times of medieval times. And then you also have a little stamina at the bottom, and you've got your positioning, and you got to make sure the timing is right. The combat feels, you know, very refined and tuned. And some players will definitely not like the combat, but once you get used to the combat, it really does feel really good. So yeah, that is quite authentic, guys. Very authentic and brutal, and like I said, quite unforgiving. But there's a learning curve to the game, and you know that's kind of what makes me respect the game more, because of the learning curve. The tutorials are as good. They do give you some tutorials, but you know, the tutorial can feel a little bit vague once you actually do try combat. And there's the need to actually train and practice your skills when you, before you know, before going into combat, because you do fail quests in the game, and if you didn't prepare properly for the quest. I feel like this is a smart design, and it's not an unnecessary punishment. It's a smart design for the game's sense of the sense of self. You know, the world design in the game and the immersion is really cool. And speaking of world design, the game's got really good immersion with villages, forests, and towns that feel really lived in. The NPC routines is really good. The NPCs got their own routine. Some of these NPCs will run taverns. Some of them will work at a castle. Some of them will work as farmers, herding sheep, and all of them have their own lives. And even you actually have your own life in the game, deciding what you want to do, deciding which routes you want to take, whatever. You know, the world is so alive in KCD II, and it is not a Ubisoft style. There's no Ubisoft style markers everywhere, and simply the game is just very, very much lived in. Simply traveling feels like an experience in the game. If you're just traveling on your horse, that very much feels like an experience. And next, guys, let's talk a little bit about the storytelling and the RPG elements, the role-playing depth of the game. Like I said, player choice is really grounded in realism and not fantasy. Like I said, you get the dialogue choices, you decide what you want to say, and all of this adds to your reputation. Sometimes you will either lose reputation or you will gain reputation, and the dialogue checks are always tied to your reputation and your skills, and even the clothing you wear. If you wear particular clothing, people will look at you a particular way. If you end up running around in your boxes, people will look at you strange. And when you talk, the real-time cutscenes, I feel like the game used real-time cutscenes in the game, and there's a lot of cool things that can happen in the cutscenes. Even if you end up drinking, you go to a tavern, you end up drinking, and in the cutscene your character will actually be drunk. That is really cool. And your character, his name is Henry, and it actually feels like he's a medieval nobody sometimes. But if you end up getting your reputation very high, you will see that people talk to you with respect. And comparison to other modern RPGs, you know, the storytelling, whatever, this is very different and really cool. But I'm sure there are RPGs out there that use this real-time cutscenes, like Red Dead Redemption. They use the real-time cutscenes, was really cool. And yeah, I just think the storytelling and the role-playing in the game is really cool. Next, I want to talk a little about the systems that the game has to offer. There's hunger that you need to take care of, so you gotta think about your hunger every time you gotta eat. And the hunger system is really cool because you can catch animals, cook them, and you can even steal in the game if you want. You can steal food, but do not get caught, because the people will report you, and they will take you to soldiers and things like that. And the cool thing about the game is if you do get caught stealing food or whatever, you get the option to pay the guards off. But if you don't have that, you're gonna have to endure punishment. And there's also fatigue in the game. You gotta manage your fatigue, you gotta manage your hygiene, you gotta make sure that your armor is not full of blood. If you got dirt in your face, you gotta wash it off at the baths or at a local washing bucket. You got to maintain your armor as well, and your inventory. And there's also weight realism in the game, and the immersion is really good. The systems in the game is really good. There's a high level of detail, and it is really, really impressive, I must say. Next, I want to talk a little about performance and the technical state. I'm on PC, guys. If you are on console, I don't think there is much problems for you if you're on PS5 in terms of the performance. But for people on PC, there was a little bit issues with the stability and the optimization. I was playing the game with a GTX 1660 Ti. Yes, just the minimum requirements is about 6 gig VRAM and 12 gig RAM and having an i5, but I've got an i7 and I still experience these problems. Visual fidelity and sometimes the hardware demands is crazy. There were some bugs, but just glitch bugs, some glitching bugs, and it still didn't make the game feel unplayable because the game is really good and I was able to look past these bugs and the animation stuff that occurred. But the most how can I put it, the most bad performance or performance detail for me was the crashes. Like these crashes would occur and for some reason the game would not load properly, and the game loads very long on PC, and I don't know if that problem is with console, but I think I looked it up and on console people do not have this problem of the game loading, and it is more polished than it is on console versus PC. But other than those issues, guys, I still feel like the game is really good and I was able to look past it and still enjoy the game very much. Next, guys, I want to talk about the audio and the music and the overall atmosphere when it comes to the audio.
Sir.
Should we get ready for a fight?
Take it easy, Henry. They're wearing von Bergov's colours. They're from Trotsky.
Surround them! Don't let them get away!
Besides, I wouldn't stand a chance against them.
Don't do anything foolish, fellas. Just follow my orders. Halt! What are you after here?
Is this usually how you greet visitors, my good man?
This is how we greet armed strangers when bandits are pillaging everywhere.
Can you not distinguish between a noble and a bandit, sir?
It's not always that straightforward these days. Who are you people?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. I bear a letter for Sir Otto von Bergov from my master, Sir Hanush of Leipa.
The subtle soundtracks in the game is really cool. I must say these very like realistic medieval songs that they use, and these very much medieval instruments like with the harps and with the flutes and things like that. The environmental sounds in the game very much enhance the immersion. The voice acting in the game was really cool. I did enjoy the voice acting and the accents that they use. Obviously the game is set in this British or this United Kingdom map, and they speak in a England accent, United Kingdom accent, and the voice quality is really good. I must say the actors did a good job in the voice acting, and the audio design is overall just really good and it really well done. Next, guys, I do want to talk about who the game's actually for. So final verdict, give you guys my final score as well. I think it's for hardcore RPG fans. If you like hardcore role-playing games, this is definitely for you. But even for casual players, you can go ahead and try it. Like I said, there are some hard things about the game, like the combat system. A lot of people don't like the combat system with the swords because it's very much too realistic or very tough to get used to. But fans of the first game will definitely enjoy it. If you're a fan of the first game versus newcomers who are jumping into the second one, I think there's more of a chance. Like if you played the first game, you will definitely enjoy the second game, because even the first game had this realistic combat things about it, and the same systems are very much just improved in part 2. So players who value immersion over convenience will definitely enjoy it. And KCD II doesn't try to please everyone. It's its own identity, and it doesn't really apologize for that. That's what I really like about it. And it's medieval realism at its best. The game succeeds brilliantly in all of these aspects, and the realism is so good. And I guess it might be the best medieval experience that we have in gaming. and I think you should play it. If you haven't played the game yet, definitely go give it a try and let me know what you think. And I think the final score for the game would be a solid I think a solid 9 out of 10 in my opinion. Really, the game is good, really good, and I think that deserves that score. But let me know what you guys think though. Let me know if you played the game, if you're planning on playing it, and I would like to hear from you guys. Like this video, guys, please like it, and also subscribe to my channel for some more content like this. I've been Gamerverse, guys, and I will see you in another video.